I mean, honestly, Robert need to go sit down somewhere. Robert need to go sit down. Like, this man really thought a judge was gonna sign a warrant for RICO violations or whatever. Like, what type of judge is gonna sign off on a warrant when you don't have no evidence? And to my knowledge, Robert hasn't presented any evidence that anything shady is going on at the Savoy. He might have a theory that Curtis and Selena are working together, but he has no proof of it. And this is why I feel like Curtis really needs to get out from under Selena. It's not going to be easy now because they've done so much business together so far. It's not going to be an easy thing to do. But I'm like, dude, you got the PCPD looking into your shit now. You know, even Mac was talking about, oh, we got a surveillance team over there. I'm like, oh my God. The PCPD is literally investigating the Savoy now. Curtis need to get up out of this because it's not going to end well. This partnership with him and Miss Wu is not going to go well for him at this point. Now that the cops are sniffing around, no, 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 no. I don't blame Mac for being pissed off at Robert. It's like he's going all half-ass on this thing just because Holly's somehow involved with Miss Wu. I'm like, dude, you don't even know the full scope of what's going on between them. Why don't you ask Holly what's going on? You know what I mean? Before you jump to conclusions and mess up a case that Mac is obviously working his ass off to build here. You know, like Robert need to calm down. Like he's letting his emotions overtake his good, better sense, his better judgment. It's like relax. You know, think smart here. Like Robert just running around like he, you know, unhinged or whatever, and it's like, dude, relax. Like he got a lot of people worried about him and his behavior lately. I'm like, bruh, you need to calm down. Go take a chill pill. Go take a day off. Like you need to go relax somewhere. You're doing too much. Um, but Miss Wu, I don't blame Curtis for being a little skeptical because he should have been skeptical because Miss Wu know a little bit too much about his personal life. Like she know a lot about him and Trina and the whole DNA thing, and I'm like, you know way too much. Like, why do you know so much? I don't blame him for telling her not to doctor those results, but something tell me she gonna do it anyway. And that's why I feel like he need to take another test and get the results from an independent lab. Get them from GH, but also do an independent lab somewhere that Miss Wu wouldn't know nothing about. You know what I mean? But knowing Miss Wu, she got her hand in everything, and I'm here for it. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if she knows about the surveillance team that's watching the Savoy. I wouldn't be shocked if she knows that. Like this woman literally pretty much knows everything before it even goes down. Like that's the crazy part. Like that's scary to be dealing with somebody that just knows shit about you, and you know that would creep me the hell out. Like absolutely not. You know too much about my business. Um, but yeah, it's like he need to just go ask Holly what's going on with Miss Wu and what the connection is. I mean, I can't blame Holly for wanting to help her son. I get it. But I do agree with Anna. At the end of the day, she needs to be careful about this thing that she trying to do or whatever about getting this money for Ethan. She needs to be careful. Partnering up with Miss Wu in any way, shape, or form is not going to end well. Because Miss Wu is about her business. She's about her money. She doesn't like complications. And she don't play. You know, and who knows what her end game really is with people. Certain people that she talks with or try to do business with. Ain't no telling. You know, so Holly might want to think about this. Getting in bed with the mob is not the brightest thing to do. I don't care how desperate you are. I understand, like I said, she want to help her son, but her son is grown. It's like Ethan. I feel like even if she works her ass off to help raise the money to get him out of this mess, he's gonna find himself in another mess, and then another mess, and then another mess. That's what Ethan. He's been doing this for years. Every time you turn around, Ethan's in a mess. I mean, how many times is you know Holly gonna ride to the rescue or Luke? Because it was a couple times back in the day, years ago, Luke had to ride to his rescue and stuff like that. So I mean, at some point, y'all can't keep riding to the rescue. I don't give a damn if it is your child. Like at some point, they gotta learn. You know, you can't keep bailing their ass out. Um, so Holly better tread lightly on this one. Um, I was kind of surprised by Felicia and her conversation with Diane. I was surprised that she pretty much figures that Holly and Robert are not going to, work out despite their history. Um, I was shocked. Like she made it abundantly clear that she don't think Holly is the right one for Robert at this time. Um, I mean, Robert and Holly are always gonna have a connection. That's always gonna be the love of his life. He's always gonna love her. But at some point, that's not enough. Love just ain't enough. You have to move on. And I don't see Holly sticking around town for long. I mean, her wanting to go back to the WSB to get money and stuff like that. It's like the WSB is going to keep you out of the country for a lengthy period of time. Those missions are long. She's always going to be gone. You know what I mean? How is that going to work for a relationship? And she's getting up there in age. I mean, she's not old by any measure. I mean, she's still young enough, but it's like even Anna was trying to tell her, like, leave that espionage stuff alone. You know what I mean? It's like we've been doing it for way too long. The price is high. You know what I mean? The price that you have to pay to be in that business is very high. It keeps you from your family. Dangerous missions. They're at an age now where it's like they're kind of scaling back on that stuff. They're always going to be a part of adventurous stories and stuff like that. But when you're in the WSB, you're going to be a part of it all the time. At some point, you got to settle down a little bit, and relax yourself. But yeah, I was just shocked that Felicia put that out there. I was like, okay. I think Felicia was just trying to be honest, honestly, because that's her best friend. They friends or whatever, but she could see the writing on the wall. Like she don't think it's gonna last between them if he does choose to go the Holly route. But I do like him with Diana. Like I say, I love him with Holly, but I don't see it ever working unless they can come to some type of compromise where they're going to be living together and seeing each other and being in the same town on a regular basis. Because if not, how you going to make that work? So anyway, moving on from that. Portia need to start listening to people. Like, she need to listen to Taggart, and now she need to listen to Ava. Like, she really tried to get Ava to do her bidding. Oh, I need you to talk to Trina. And no, I'm glad Ava shut that down. Because nope, all she doing is pushing that girl further away if she meddle in her love life. I totally understand where Portia's coming from. In one aspect of this, I get it. She feels like Spencer is a danger to her daughter. I get it. But at the end of the day, you can't tell a young woman in love what to do, and to dump her boyfriend. You can't tell her to do that because all that's going to do is drive her further into his arms and further away from you. That's all it's going to do. And even Ava is warning her of that. But it was super funny watching their conversation because she was like, what father sleeps with their son's girlfriend? I'm like, one that's sitting right in front of you. You better ask Ava. She over there having crip sex with Sonny back in the Disney. I cannot believe that was like, what, 9 years ago now? I can't believe that. Out there having crip sex. Lord have mercy. That was a time. How you just be over there having sex and somebody crip? Like, you know how tacky that is? Very tacky. But that shit made for good TV that day. But yeah, Portia just needs to listen to reason and bite her tongue on this. Like, Trina's a young adult. If Spencer's not good for her, she has to figure that out for herself. She has to come to that conclusion. It's like Portia just needs to butt out. I know it's hard, for a parent to do that, let their child take a fall, but sometimes that's what you have to do. I mean, it's not always about being right or wrong, but it's about letting your child grow and figure out what they want to do with their life. And that's just what Portia gonna have to do. I'm glad Trina doing this DNA test though. Like, it is about time they get that out the way. And I was loving that Spencer was there to support her. But Spencer is a little naive about his little plans for Esme. Like, he really think if he finds her something to do or something else to focus on, that's gonna, get her to drop Ace or whatever. I'm like, that's not a viable plan. I don't see that working. I mean, you can try it, but I don't see how that's gonna work. Good luck with that one. And it was so funny though, watching Esme at Laura's and she was sitting there talking about her trust fund. And I'm thinking, you're supposed to have amnesia. How do you know about your trust fund? Like, did somebody tell her about that? I don't remember if somebody told her off screen or on screen about that trust fund. Can't recall. But I'm getting sick and tired of her packing her bag every 5 seconds, threatening to leave. It's getting rather redundant. I'm like, Laura, you just need to tell her to go. And Spencer, if he wanted to do something, he need to go get a DNA test on that little boy because they still haven't gotten one yet. How do you know that's biologically your brother? How do you know that? She could have slept with a sailor off screen for all y'all know. If the girl was gone for quite some time and popped up pregnant, like, how do you know that's your child? How do you know that's Nicholas's child and your brother? Like, how do you know these things? Get a DNA. Stop taking people's word for stuff. Um, I was glad though that Alexis. I was kind of surprised that Alexis offered the girl a job because I'm like, Alexis, you sure you want to do that? And Esme was acting so ungrateful at first. Oh, answering phones. I'm like, girl, do not try to act like you too good to answer a phone and get some coffee. Like, don't try to act like you too good. Cause for one, you ain't got no job and you broke. So any job will do. And it's not like you got to pay rent somewhere because you're living rent free. So you're good on that. At least it gives you opportunity to stack up some money. But Alexis better watch her back with that little demon. Cause ain't no telling, and that's what Laura worried about too. Her reverting back to her old ways, even though she got amnesia, whatever. That amnesia might wear off at some point, or she might instinctively go back to the old Esme without even realizing it. You know, doing little shifty stuff, even with the amnesia. It's possible too. I love the way Alexis' facial expression. I love that face that she made when Esme hugged her. Alexis was looking like, okay, get this crazy hoe off me, okay. Um, but yeah, Alexis need to watch her back with that one. Like, she really do, because it ain't gonna be easy dealing with her. So now we got to deal with a whole nother will reading. I'm really curious as to what the hell Victor has in store for Ava and Laura and Anna at this will reading of his. Like, what he got in that document? Like, what is he leaving everybody? Because knowing Victor is going to be a doozy. These Cassadine will readings be funny as hell, especially Helena's. That shit was hilarious. Like, how you just leave somebody a penny and tell them they got to split one penny between them? You know how petty you got to be from beyond the grave to send somebody a penny? Like, that is just sad. Oh my goodness. But this is a pretty decent episode. Pretty cool. Peace out.